Hi, welcome to the Shelley Studio and another watercolor technique video. This time I am using that fine line resist pen, more in the way that it's probably supposed to be used. So I was thinking about a piece of art that I created back in high school where they had us do a batik where we used wax as the resist and then fabric dye, and it was done on fabric. And I was just thinking about that as I was driving home from work the other day and decided this would be really fun to try to do with watercolors. So I'm just drawing kind of a doodly pattern onto some watercolor paper. I do have it taped down so that it won't curl when I add the watercolor. And the areas that I want to be white, I'm using the fine line masking fluid, and hopefully on this particular one, with using it just as a line and dots, it won't tear my paper. We'll cross our fingers and see. Now I'm just putting a series of dots across the page. Thought that'd be kind of interesting. Gotta balance me out on the opposite side. Gotta have something visually interesting over there because it's mostly blank. So now that it's dry, I'm just wetting the whole thing. I decided the brush is taking too long, so I sprayed it down with my water spray. And then we're just adding colors. I decided to use some colors that would kind of blend well together. I am using the resist kind of as a line to keep certain colors in certain areas, but it's still gonna bleed. But I figured I would use yellow and blue because if they mix together they make green, and that wouldn't be bad. And then down in the darker areas I'd use a little purple. So that's the plan anyway. So I've got my yellow in here, and then I do make it a little green. I just kind of let it pool in between those lines of the resist. Ooh, and doesn't that look cool as it bleeds out? That was fun to watch. There was a lot of water in that spot. I'm just adding some blue in everywhere. And there's my little touch of purple. And I know how watercolor dries so much lighter. I wanted to give it more intensity, so I'm adding, just using my round brush to get into smaller areas than my flat brush does. I'm just letting it run that direction. I've got this sped up, so shaking it looks really funny. But I'm just working the colors down towards the corner. Just letting it, trying to get it to blend in. So I let it dry completely, and then I bring in the fine line again and put somewhere I want to hold some yellow color, And the plan is to add more color in these areas after this dries, so that we'll have some yellow lines along with our white lines, and here hopefully some other colors. And there's no real plan, this is just kind of doodling with the fine line resist pen, and just seeing what will happen. Probably nothing where I put that over the dark area, but you know, we'll see. Decide to add a few more dots, maybe I'll get it darker in this area. We'll see. I think when I rub those off, most of them you can't tell anything's happened. Just keep trying to think of things more details that I can add to my doodling. Okay, so I let that dry. Actually, I think I got impatient and used the blow dryer on it. And then I'm putting a little bit darker yellow up there. Just thought it needed darker around the edges. And then I'm going to put green over this area. I filled in those and then I decided I wanted to cover more area. So I just blend it all over everywhere. Darken the bottom with purple. Probably should have wet the paper a little bit. You can kind of see the line where I brushed across there really quickly. Just really darkening up the bottom. Hoping it'll pop really good when I pull off the masking and have that white underneath. Okay, now it's dry. I'm going to rub off all the little dots. I was a little impatient, but you really do want to make sure that is completely dry. If it's not, when you rub, you will smear the watercolor and you won't get the bright white. So I believe I did wait long enough to get that. I do have one of these little rubber tools that you can use to get this off a little easier, but I couldn't find it. And I was too impatient. I wanted to see what it looked like, so. When I showed this to my sister, she said, or no, my aunt, she said it looked like paisley. It kind of has that effect. It's not paisley, but it kind of has that feeling. It was hard to get all those little teeny dots off. They were easy to draw on, but they were a pain to get off. Some of those areas that were already dark, when I put the fine line on, are still not very visible. And here we're taking off the border, which means we are about done. I don't know, it kind of turned out pretty cool. I think it would be fun to create some small ones and make some greeting cards out of that. I hope that gave you some good ideas. You should try it. It's a lot of fun and not very difficult at all. If you like to doodle, it's excellent. So if you liked it, please hit like and comment if you want. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe.